Hi everyone! It has been about 3 weeks since I've done a video, besides maybe a short or two here and there, and a lot's happened. So this video is mostly just an update of life, everything that's been going on, and maybe a little rundown of how I've done a couple things. I'm not really sure what this video will entail. So while I'm doing it, I'm doing a couple other things. I am making some dinner rolls for supper. Right here, they're rising, so those will go in the oven here shortly. I'm going to go collect eggs, so you just get to kind of walk around with me as I do a couple miscellaneous things. So since my last video, I have gotten the pigs processed. We did that ourselves. We had some neighbors come and help, some friends, and did 3 in one day. It went pretty good actually for what it was. It was a really, really long day, but we got it done. And I sold some animals. I got some animals, so I'll probably do a whole video on that. But yeah, some goats and horse swapping. So that's been fun. Crazy, but fun. And let's see. We went on a trip to Wisconsin. And I've seen the doctor a few times. Back this spring, my husband and I both got really, really sick. Just like a cold that got bad. Both of us were seen a few times by providers, and mine ended up lingering a lot longer. My husband, I would say, got sicker, but mine lingered. So I'm wearing a little heart monitor here, just because my heart rate likes to get real high too quickly. Get a little bit winded, all the good things. So we're just watching that, so you might see that in the next video or two or however many I do in the next week. I wear it for 1 week. And yeah, lots happening. Nothing new, in regards to, oh my gosh, something new is happening, because we always have something new happening. It's just how our life is. I'm going to get rolls in the oven here shortly, but while I am waiting, sorry for all the movement, I'm going to go collect some eggs. It's a pretty nice day out. My thermometer outside on the deck is reading just about 60. It's sunny. For being late October, this is really a beautiful day. The fact that I can be out in a t-shirt is wonderful. So, kind of get you started with what's been happening. I ended up selling some goats and getting a new horse. So my husband said I couldn't get a new horse unless I get rid of goats. So sadly, here's what I got. My pasture there. You can see I got a few goats with my donkey, and then that's actually across the road over there. We are renting that pasture now, and I now have 2 horses instead of 1. So my new horse, her name is Ginger. Like I said, I'll probably do a whole video on her and kind of the story and situation with that. But that's been exciting and keeping me way too busy. But look at this. We've only used 2 round bales. And having a second horse, even though we got rid of a bunch of goats, they go through a whole lot of round bale compared to the goats. So being able to rent that pasture across the road was huge. All right, I'm going to sneak in my chicken coop. By the way, it's dirty in here, I'm sorry. But paper, shredded paper, works pretty nice for bedding. So, look in there. A little mama. She'll probably peck you. Oh, no. That's Gus's girl. That's her name. Gus's girl. Let's see if there's any eggs under there. Just one so far. Unless there's another one hiding. Nope. So, the chicken coop is a never-ending, hey, let's clean this guy. Sometimes it's just a matter of throwing some extra bedding down. And, if you've watched my videos, you know that sometimes we just do what we gotta do to get by. So, the other day it was, hey, let's throw some of this shredded paper down. I know some people get concerned about dyes and all that good jazz. I don't. Personally, personal preference, I don't care. They'll be fine. You know, I guess I do watch, like, if I shredded some credit cards, I'm probably not going to put that in my chicken coop for bedding. But otherwise, dyes don't bother me. My chicken's free range. Who knows what they eat all day. Hopefully it's all good stuff. Keep the bugs down. So we can go over to the garden. I've done a video on the garden a few weeks ago. Honestly, I've done very, very little with the garden since then. We did have a freeze warning, so I pulled out all of my pumpkins. My garden looks even sadder than it did last time. A couple sunflowers that are on their last leg. My pumpkin patch, which is no longer. You can see it's all wilted and doing really poorly from the frost. Something kind of neat I could show you is my lettuce went and what's it called? Sorry, I'm pulling a blank. It bolted, yes. So you can see here, it's bolting again. That means it goes to seed. And now, because of that, you know, I did collect some seeds, but I have little lettuce plants all over. So maybe depending on how it goes, I'll harvest a little bit of lettuce. My kale is still holding on. I have stopped watering my garden. I come out here and look at it periodically and maybe harvest a little kale, cut some off. That's it. I did pull all of my tomatoes before that frost freeze came, and yet my tomato plants are still kind of kicking. Not pretty, but I'll still probably get a few out of there. So there's my 2-minute garden update. Nothing exciting, just getting by. It is definitely survival of the fittest in my garden because, like I said, I've stopped watering it, but with it being fall, we are getting more water, or just more precipitation. So yeah, that's the garden. Something else that we've done, it's ugly, but here you go. So we got a bunch of these tanks from a gentleman who was giving them away. Some of them had fish oil in them, and which fish oil is not like a bad toxic thing, it's just gross and sticky. But my husband made a dumpster out of one, so I'll show you. Can hook for like going down the road. But oh, it's full, but just a nice little dumpster thing here. See all of our trash. But we kept running into problems with the one garbage container that we had in the garage wasn't big enough. Then we always had like a garbage bag here and a garbage bag there, and then we got naughty dogs who like to open said garbage bags. So my husband made a dumpster. It works perfect. Our original thought with some of these extra ones was to be able to clean them out and use them for water, whether like potable for the house use because we haul our own water, or use it for animal use. Animal use, yeah, sure, that's fine. They can have a little fish oil flavored water. It's such a minute amount that at the end of the day, it would probably be fine for us, but I just don't want that flavor. The animals don't seem to mind. However, these tanks really, really, really don't want to come clean. My husband has really good soaps and such at his work. We've tried different soaps at home, and it's like nothing wants to get it clean. So if somebody has a magic trick to get fish oil out of totes, that would be useful. But we found some different uses for these totes, and one being a dumpster. It was a little sticky at first, so that was annoying. It did rip a couple bags because the bags would stick to the sidewalls and then try to get it out, and all of a sudden you have garbage all over. But that is past now, and we're doing pretty good. All right, I'm gonna get these dinner rolls in the oven. Hopefully they taste good. They look good. So set a timer here for 20 minutes. Let's see. I'm also going to set a timer on my Fitbit because I'm going back outside. Okay. Another thing that we have done, I mentioned the pigs are gone, so I won't take you back there to see the sad empty pen. It is a little sad though, miss the pigs, but my husband moved a bunch of dirt. So we have our little skid steer up there, and this whole area was kind of built up. It's hard to describe, but with the garage there, you know, we built the garage, gosh, a year and a half ago. It's still not sided, but the dirt kind of went at an angle because we had dug out a little bit on both sides, and it kind of went at an angle, and then when it would rain, all of this would just wash right into the garage. And so he moved all this dirt. We had so much rain the last couple weeks that it really loosened everything up. This dirt is really hard to work with if you don't loosen it up, or if it's not wet or recently rained on. So he moved all this dirt, got it nice and flat, so now when it rains, instead of like funneling right into the garage, it'll still flow that way because it's still downhill, but it'll flow everywhere instead of straight into the garage. Sorry, that was a lot of words to describe that, but now we have a ginormous pile of dirt here. So yeah, that's cool. When I say hard, this is what I mean. Like, it looks like rocks. Feels like rocks. And then you play with it, and I have Crocs on, so of course I can't like break it. But if I had good boots on, this big old clump and all these clumps, they break down into quite fine dirt. So yeah, that's fun. Gotta love Montana dirt. So I'm looking around and I'm realizing that there's not a whole lot more to add for over here in the main property for updates. I would like to do a video of how we process the pigs. I didn't take really any pictures though, so it'll be a lot of just talking through things, but that'll be coming. And then I'll take a video of across the road, way back there where the horses are, kind of how we acquired getting that property, fixed up the fence, yada yada, and then another video on Ginger. So life has just been really crazy lately. Like I said, we've had trips, we've had some doctor visits, just a lot of things going on that I just haven't been documenting and making videos of, but I will work on that and hopefully get some more updated as the week goes and go from there. I will probably do one here in the next day or two, so stay tuned. Until next time.